All right, welcome back, everybody, to more of Avernum 3 Ruin World. Yeah, I don't know what is up with this freaking quest, though. Because he was supposed to be in there. Okay, whatever, though. I'm here in the town of Lorelei, so let's go ahead and proceed with the story. I'll see if the quest for Zing is available later. You enter Lorelei, a city under constant bombardment. The streets are littered with fragments of the countless stones hill giants have lobbed over the walls, and every building shows the signs of constant blows. Lorelei's narrow cobblestone streets are nearly empty. Everyone stays inside as much as possible to stay safe from the bombardment. Unfortunately, you don't get to see much of the town. Shortly after you enter, a platoon of guards walks up to the window, led by an Empire dervish. The dervish lifts the visor on her helmet and says, "I am Commander Bruskrud of the Lorelei Militia. I'd like to welcome you to Lorelei. We have heard of your deeds and we have a monster problem ourselves. Be sure to come see me in the barracks. In the meantime, enjoy our city. Oh, and don't spend too much time in the street." She nods to you and marches her troops off. Okay, and we do have to get this package over to Kendra, if we can find her. This man nods when you approach. I am Lyle of Empire Internal Affairs. He must be an agent acting on the behalf of the Empire in Lorelei. He's surrounded by a forest of forms, schedules, and notes, which he battles with a worn goose quill pen. May I speak with you? Have a seat, you said. I'm Internal Affairs for Lorelei, a job on uneven difficulty, let me tell you. Uneven difficulty? What do you mean? With the giants coming and going, people mainly stay inside and don't do anything. That makes things easier, but I sometimes have to go out to serve papers and inspect things. That makes things harder. He leans forward and lowers his voice. It would be better if our leadership was stronger. How has the leadership of Lorelei been lacking? He says quietly, our mighty mayor seems inclined to wait until the Empire sends help before taking action. I feel help is not likely to come. He shrugs. But what can I do? I'm just a jobs dispatcher. Also, oddly, I've been given a mansion to sell. What sort of missions are there for me? There are 2 mission boards out in the streets. See if there's anything you can do. We can always use the help. Tell me about the mansion. The owner of Hawk's Manse, a huge, beautiful mansion at the northwest corner of town, was killed by a boulder. He had no heirs. I was told to find a buyer for it. It is a beautiful structure and quite a bargain, only 8,000 coins. The only thing necessary is a purchaser, such as, say, a wealthy adventurer looking for a safe base. That's a lot of money. For a mansion of this size, it's actually a very low price. It's only so cheap because of the constant giant bombardment. You know, that is a lot of money, but we can always get more money through loot later, so I'm going to take a chance here. I mean, why not do something interesting, right? I would like to buy Hawk's Manse. He is impressed and relieved. You pay him the 8,000 coins. In return, he gives you a simple iron key. Hawk's Manse is in the northwest corner of town. Enjoy your new home. What sort of responsibilities does an internal affairs agent have here? Whatever is needed, and right now what is needed is strange and time consuming. The main thing that would concern you is that I'm the mission dispatcher. At least I don't have to unload that mansion anymore. Okay. The Anama camp. A band of Anama, those secretive troublemakers, has taken up residence in the mountains to the south. Locate their camp and investigate. Figure out whether they mean trouble or not. Report any intelligence to Lyle of Lorelei for a reward. Polesbow worms. Giant attacks have done great damage to Lorelei and nearby villages. The help of mercenaries need to keep them safe and secure. We have had word that worms have infested the walls around the village of Polesbow. Destroy them and Dervish Bruskrud will pay you a reward. I am Randall, a merchant of Lorelei. There is an inn at the far end of the mountain range to the east. A caravan I trade with stopped there recently. I did not hear from them again. I would like to learn what happened to them. If you can help me, I will pay you. A scroll sealed with wax has been pinned to the board. It is labeled Most Urgent Dispatch for General Bazaron of Late Station in Tevrono. Did we already inspect that? You describe the goings-ons in the Inama camp to Lyle. Unusual, unauthorized, but harmless. We'll deal with them when the war is over. He gives you a potion and a pouch of coins as a reward. Okay. We'll take one of these, but I don't really want to. Oh, we have a doggy right there. In the meantime, why don't we go looking at our house here since we bought it? A large mansion constructed from massive stone blocks occupies the northwest corner of town. It was built to last. The giant's bombardment has barely affected it. The courtyard has a very pleasant little garden. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and head back and get our stuff from Port of Morgan since we have a house now. I still want to see why the heck that one quest didn't work, though. Oh no, that can stay here. Let's get the Zion items and all this other stuff. You know what? Let's go ahead and check back on Moon. I want to see if I really want to try to get that quest done. So yeah, even if you do clear out the monster plague, by the way, before any serious damage is done to town, you will have a case of some disappearing NPCs. That was something I probably should have mentioned earlier. But yeah, even if you do clear out the plagues before any serious damage is done to the towns, yeah, you are still going to have those moments where... Okay, that was just science school talking. But yeah, you are still going to have those moments where NPCs will disappear even if you do clear out the plagues relatively fast. We will head back up to Lorelei here in a minute in our mansion, but really thought we would encounter him here. No. He must have disappeared. Wait, didn't she say that he would wander though? Okay, so I guess he does wander from town to town. Okay, so he's just not there yet, but yeah, even if you do clear out certain plagues out relatively fast, you are going to have those moments where, even if you do clear out the plagues fast before they destroy the towns, like I said, yeah, some NPCs will disappear after a period of time. So whatever quest you do get, you should go ahead and try to complete relatively quick before that happens. Though you can still win the game even if you don't complete a quest like super fast. Okay, we definitely have to drop off the Zion Rock here soon. You stand at the front door of your new home, Hawk's Manse. It's a beautiful and imposing granite mansion, old and distinguished. You walk for the first time into your new home. The tour begins with the beautiful foyer featuring an arcing roof, a fountain, and a tiled marble floor. You pause for a moment to appreciate the splendor of it all. Your adventures have truly paid off. Then, suddenly, an old woman walks into the foyer, humming and pushing a broom. She looks you over unimpressed and says, "Oh, great. More people to mess up my nice floors." She walks by you into the dining hall to the north. "Wow, you have living hell." Marjorie, looking very irked, trumps out to speak with you. "The ghost of Hawk has been walking the halls again. You will talk to him. I have all sorts of dusting to catch up on." She tromps off. You meet the elderly woman who greeted you when you first entered your house. She's busy dusting. "Hi, boss. I'm Marjorie. I hope you aren't going to trouble me much because I ain't leaving." "What are you doing in my house?" He straightens up proudly to a full 5 feet of height. "I'm the caretaker for Hawk's Manse. So why should I keep you around as a caretaker?" "I have to be here because of the curse, you see." "You had better tell me about this curse." "The curse has been in place for many years. Nobody knows who caused it or what the effects would be. All we know is that if Hawk's Manse ever doesn't have a caretaker, horrible things will happen." She looks at you smugly. "So I have to be here. Get used to it." Marjorie's still busy dusting. Though this is your home, she has no intention of leaving. "Do you ever have troubles looking after a home this large?" "Well, sometimes creatures sneak in, nasty creatures. But you're a big adventurer, so I don't think you will have any trouble taking care of them." "I think you should be a little bit more polite to me. I am your employer now." "Well, I think you're deluded. Boss, are you going to hit me with that sword of yours?" "I think not. So be off and let me clean." "Good job. Keep at it." Marjorie grunts and wanders off. She doesn't feel a great need for your approval. Okay. To be fair to Marjorie, by the way, I'm pretty sure if they do have taxes in this world, which I'm sure they would anyway, I would want her to stay in there for tax purposes while we're out adventuring. So there is that. But yeah, she can stay in the house if she wants. But it's not like we're going to be in here a whole lot. Okay, books that we can sell. I'm just making sure it's touring, making sure that's the thing. Oh, nice. We have a board game we can play if we want. Not really, but you know what I mean. Ooh, there are some rooms back here. Is this Marjorie's room, though? This is the main bedroom. It's large, warm, and tastefully decorated. Okay, I'm guessing this is our room then. Let's go ahead and put our stuff in here. Lion items can stay in here, for sure. And we're definitely going to get rid of these stone blocks when we get a chance. Ooh, Cloak of Blades. Nice. Okay, so we did get some benefit out of staying here. All of statues. You look through the books, hoping some sort of valuable scroll or tome is among them. Instead, you find tedious fiction, dictionaries, and outdated encyclopedias. They look nice, at least. Okay, we got a little altar here we could come to. I mean, not really. A lot of stuff is just for aesthetic, but you should... I mean, but yeah, for tax purposes, Marjorie, you can stay here. If you really want to stay here, you can stay. The house though doesn't really look that big from here though. Look at that. But at least we have a place to stay now, so we don't have to go to Fort Emergence all the time to store stuff. Let's get rid of these stone blocks though. Good lord. And we also have to make sure we drop off the suspicious package to someone named Kendra. You meet an aging woman, her dark hair shot through with many thin bands of gray. She wears a mayor's sash of Lorelei. It weighs her down as if it is made of lead. I am Mayor Bruette. Welcome, traveler. You have come far and done much. That is why you are allowed into our beleaguered city. You are the leader here? Yes, I am the mayor of the fair city of Lorelei. My queen has charged me with maintaining the city. Your queen, Empress Prozac, leads the Empire now. She watches over us from Blackcrack Fortress, though nobody in Avernum can get in to see her. What is it like to be mayor? Being the mayor of Lorelei is a difficult job, I'm afraid. I have the sacred duty of maintaining this fair city as best I can, despite the attacks. How fares Lorelei? She slumps in her throne. It is not what it was. We have been grievously hurt. Maybe soon the Empire will aid us and we will rise again. For now they have chosen to withdraw. We have been left to fend for ourselves. Why has the Empire withdrawn? The continent of Avernum is under quarantine. Empire troops have not come to aid us for some time. I'm sure it is temporary. All we need to do is survive. They will surely come to aid us soon. They must. What have you done to survive the quarantine? Nothing yet. We are conserving our resources and waiting for the Empire. They must come to help us soon. Some of my troops criticize me for doing nothing to fight the giants. What fools they are. Can you send a message to the Empire? I have tried. The Empire's great castle on Avernum, Blackcrack Fortress, is north of here, but the gates are closed against us. I am trying to find if there is a hidden way in, but I have had no luck. My faith in the Empire is absolute, but I wish there was a way I could get a courier to see Empress Prozac. I would reward one who could tell me how to reach her. Any idea how I might get in? She looks around and then leans close to you. I've heard rumors. The castle is not entirely closed off. They left to wait for couriers with news of our suffering to sneak in. Search the area around Blackcrack. You might be lucky. Mayor Bruette sits limply in her chair. Exhaustion and worry wear her down, aging her before her time. What else do you need, adventurer? Mayor, have you any missions for me? She leans forward and pats you on the arm. We have no need for your help, not with the Empire to look after us. Rest, stay safe, and wait. The Empire will provide, I'm sure of it. Are you sure that course is wise? Hasn't the Empire left you to your fate? She looks annoyed. If I did not think you could be useful to us, I would have jailed you for those treasonous statements. Anything we do may interfere with what the Empire is surely planning to help us. Empress Prozac will provide. It is not for you to question her. I could use supplies. You are an outsider. Many think you are suspicious. Still, I have given the order. You have the run of the town. I suggest you stay indoors, though. Giants are always throwing rocks over the walls. A stocky woman walks around the shop, polishing a steel shield as she inspects her wares. She looks pleased to see potential customers. I am Gertrude, the armor smith. Some stuff to you. Can I do some trading? Some of Gertrude's goods have large dents in them. You have the eerie suspicion that they belong to victims of the giants. Yeah, probably. What sort of items do you specialize in? I'm the town armor smith. I'm pleased to see you. Business has been slow lately. Why has it been slow? Everyone is leaving, and that's not likely to change. Nobody wants to stay in a city in which death strikes at random anyone out on the streets. How are people killed randomly? The giants slop boulders over the walls day and night. They move up, throw a few, and run before our soldiers can do anything. Nobody goes out. Not good for business. You meet a wise and scholarly looking man with a bushy beard. He has bits of freshly ground herbs under his fingernails and green stains on his robes. I am Carlos, sole remaining teacher at the University of Avernum. Is this all of the university? This is the first university in all of Avernum. Small, I know, one classroom, few instructors, but it is a start. Can I enroll in your college? Normally, well, you might, but we cannot take full-time students right now. And until the carnage ends, we will not be able to. One day we will rise again. We will prove to the Empire that it is unwise to ignore Valorant. Why is your school ignored? The Empire fears and disdains the wildness of Valorant in turn. They do not feel anyone here can truly live the life of the mind. When this war ends, however, I promise that we will prove them wrong. Are you part of the University of Avernum welcomes you, traveler. What would you like to know? Are you part of the faculty here? Yes, I am a teacher at the University of Avernum, and very proud of it as well. What do you teach here? We had instructors in history, literature, and other arts. Then the instructors fled. Now we, that is, I, only teach alchemy. Where did the other instructors go? There were 4. The 3 of them fled because of the giants. I teach alchemy now. That's all we offer. But we will be a great school one day, I'm sure of it. What sorts of alchemy do you teach? I am able to teach many recipes to increase the flow of a cow's udders or to soothe the suffering of scabies. But I am sure such mild concoctions are of no interest to travelers like yourself. On the other hand, for donations which will help me repair our poor school, I can make you potions of great value. What makes you so proud of the school? It is bombarded, nearly abandoned, has no students anymore, and it's ignored by the Empire even during the best of times. However, it is also my home, a potentially great place, and I am proud of it. I want you to make a potion for me. I am pleased. I need the money to fund the restoration of my school. I have a rare skill. I can make elixirs, the most powerful potions. I use the basic herbs, of course, but also need grey mold, mandrake root, or both for everything I make. Each potion will also require 50 coins. I don't need any elixirs. Alright, please come back if you ever want to support learning in Valorant. Okay, so we got a bunch of speed potions. Or speed elixirs. Which will come into play, I think. a bit, because we can always use the speed boost in combat. And we're also going to divide up these elixirs here. Okay, looks like we did enough there. And we're also finding his school, so there is that. The soldiers here manage to capture a small giant and stow it away in the cell. You try to talk to it, but all it does is swear and snarl. This woman was intensely studying a thick tome when you entered. She rises and shows you into her small training hall. Please wipe your feet before you walk onto the sparring floor. I am Yukiko. Sometimes I go by Yukiko the Learned. Welcome, warrior. What is your job here? I am the chief instructor for Lorelei Vocational Technologies. So what do you teach then? Skills for exploration and battle. The warriors of Lorelei aren't always skilled, and I'm the one who gets stuck with doing the bulk of the training. Can you train me? Certainly. That is, if you are willing to spend time and provide a donation for the school's upkeep. I would like training. Yukiko teaches a variety of skills for exploration and battle. What are vocational technologies? Vocations, you know, like killing monsters with swords, killing monsters with spells, killing monsters with poison, and assassination. All those productive activities. We aren't like the University of Avernum, wasting students' time with non-practical knowledge. The upshot of all this is, if you want training, this is a place to come. The University of Avernum? The former university, more like. They taught about plants and history and alchemy. Arts that aren't useful when giants are smashing down your gates. Most of the students and teachers have fled. Only poor Carlos remains. Yukiko says, what do you wish? No, honored warrior. What assistance can I give you for your many struggles to come? I don't need anything. Then go and fight well. This man wears long, flowing robes of a priest, yet instead of tending to an altar, he sits behind this counter. In your experience, it is unusual to see a holy man running a shop. Strange times. I am Father Carson. Welcome to my little shop. Is this your shop? I am the priest of the Church of the Divine Lucre. As part of my worship, I run the shop. What sort of faith does the Divine Lucre profess? He frowns. I don't feel like discussing my faith now. Certainly not for free. We believe that the best way to improve the world is to improve ourselves, and we will bring everything up with us. But enough of all that. Time for worship. How do you worship? My holy observances will be in the form of getting rich. It is the best way to improve oneself because your progress can be precisely measured. Father Carson smiles serenely. Are you interested in any of my goods so that you may continue to fight for righteousness? Maybe purchase some of your wares? Carson is a priest of the Church of Divine Lucre. That means that his goods are of high quality, but no bargains will be had. No kidding. Can you teach me any holy rituals? I'm afraid not. I'm nowhere near wealthy enough to be given that privilege by my church. Perhaps another time. Alright, then. Excuse me. Time is money. At first, it seems like someone's home. However, everything is covered with a layer of dust. It's more like a museum display than an actual home. Strangely, someone has drawn the sun symbol of Avernum in chalk on the floor in the southeast corner. Dun dun dun. Looks like we have a little bit of a twist here. I am very curious. You hear a man's hoarse laugh coming from the shadowy hallway ahead. The voice says, in between chuckles, "You need to learn to watch for traps. If you weren't Avernites, you'd be dead now. Be more alert and come in." There is a warrior hiding in the dank back room, a long curved blade resting across his lap. He looks up at you and you see that his skin is very pale. "I am Dwayne. Welcome, I am glad you have reached me. May I speak with you?" He leans close and whispers, "Of course, I have eagerly awaited your arrival. I am a Vernite sent by unspec like yourself. Now that we have made contact, I have information." He leans close and whispers, "I am here in part to help you. Ask what you want to know. It's good to meet a fellow Avernite. How have you been up here?" "I don't miss Avernum at all, I'm afraid. Spying up here is intensely dangerous, but I wouldn't go back. The sunlight, the food, I'm sure you understand." "Unspec?" "I'm Unspecified Services. Remember, your employers? I've been gathering information and waiting for colleagues to arrive." "Why have you been waiting for me?" "I have things to report. A few odd facts. The leaders of the city are confused. The Empire has quarantined the whole continent. There's a thieves guild in Lorelei. Nothing surprising. However, I have managed to worm out one invaluable piece of information. It's about Empress Prozac." "What can you say about the thieves guild?" "It's a guild of criminals. They no doubt possess much illicit information that would be useful to us. I know their leader is in the city, but I don't know where. I also know that they do a lot of business involving packages from Shader. If you could contact them, it could be very interesting. Just so you know." "What about Empress Prozac?" "The Empire is ruled by Empress Prozac. We all know that. What I found out is that she's near here. She's in Blackcrack Fortress, not far to the north. She came down to personally deal with the monsters. I've been learning all about her I can. She's a tough leader, but she can be fair. If we can speak with her, we may be able to deal with her. Tell an Axemander about this as soon as you can. You take note of this. Why has the Empire quarantined this area?" "It is truly insane. The Empire saw all the problems down here and said, 'We can't deal with this.' They closed the border, sealed up the Keep of Tenraya, and left. There's something about the monsters, the slimes, and roaches, and so on, which terrifies the Empire. Valorum was already a wild place and they didn't entirely trust it. So there you are. Know anything about the Keep of Tenraya?" "Can't find much about that. Even asking about it is touchy. It was the biggest city in Valorum up to the northwest. The monsters attacked it. Some of the sort of monster even worse than everything else, even the golems. The whole place was devastated and the Empire walled it off so the creatures couldn't escape." "Golems?" "Gale to the northeast has been bombarded by waves of golems. Nasty constructs. Don't know much about it." Okay. Now that we contacted Dwayne, why don't we head back to a Nax Manor and give him this information then? We can definitely come back. "You mentioned in an Nax Manor you reached Lorelei." He nods and thanks. "You know, we have an agent there. His cover name is Dwayne. Be sure to look for him. He's probably in hiding. He'll probably be in hiding. It's his way." Well, we already kind of knew that, Axemander. That's the reason why we came back to you. "You tell an Axemander how you learned that Empress Prozac would be at Blackcrack Fortress." He looks intrigued. "I have heard you would be interested to know that while the Empress is fully as intelligent as her dark predecessor, she is much more just. If you can, see if you can find a way to get in and speak with her. If she sees that we wish only to coexist and share her interests in preserving the surface, then perhaps through her orders and mercy, may at last regain our home." Okay. So let's head back up to Lorelei then. Ernest is definitely really convenient to do this. And of course, we're going to continue looting up here. Oh wow, I like how we were able to get that chest in spite of the barrier. Okay, there is something back here, but we can't reach to it. This room was once someone's home. Whoever lived here had the relative good sense to move out following a harsh giant bombardment. Okay. When you get close, the swarthy beggar woman kneels and extends her bowl. She's old, thin, and extremely brave to be out on the street like this. Boulders surrounded by the giants litter the streets. Greetings, bold adventurer. It is an honor. My name is Deborah. Why are you begging? She bows her head. My farm was lost in a giant attack. Until peace comes, this is how I must eat. Sorry to hear about your farm. I lost my farm and my husband. Now I am reduced to begging while trying to regain a more respectable place. Could you please give me a few coins? You give her a few coins. She is beside herself with thanks. And kind adventurer, I have advice in return. What advice is that? I have heard many rumors. In particular, I've heard there are Avernites wandering all around us. Keep your weapons close. You never know what those treacherous worms will do. Then with another bow of thanks, she stands and walks off. I got news for you, ma'am. Man, I kind of wish that we could tell her that she can stay in our home. I mean, it's not like we're staying there too much, even if it is legally ours now. I mean, I'm sure Marjorie can also take care of her too. The woman behind the counter is busy repairing a gauntlet. As she works, she occasionally looks up at you with an amused expression. She acts as if she knows much that you don't. I'm Kendra. Welcome. What's for sale? Oh, I deal with gloves. I love gloves. They're utterly fascinating. You detect subtle traces of insincerity in her voice. You only sell gloves? Yes, but you can sell me goods. Any goods, from anywhere. She winks. Then you can purchase my fine, high-quality gloves. You may have heard I have other goods. I sure don't. Just wonderful, protective, warm, snug, five-fingered gloves. Excuse me, by the way. Really nothing else, you're sure? Kendra sighs. Well, I don't sell anything else. Others do. If you're interested, talk to Irvine. He's in Shader for now. Kendra keeps polishing her gauntlet. You notice that her stock is dusty. It doesn't look like she does much business. I want to do some shopping. Kendra only sells gloves. They're not even very good gloves. This one might be actually very handy, but it is a lot of money. I have a package for you. It's from Irvine and Shader. Kendra looks you over. Really? Well, from what I heard, you are an Empire agent. Let's see it. You give her the package. She runs to the wall, opens a cabinet, puts the package in, and closes it. After a minute, she opens it again. The package is gone. The cabinet now contains a sack of gold, which she hands to you. Thanks, she says. You know, the Thieves Guild could use someone like you if you are interested. I would like to enter the Thieves Guild. She reaches under the table and presses something. A section of the wall in the northwest corner of the room slides away. Go through there. This man wears leather armor. A peculiar eye insignia has been carefully painted on the breast. There is a sword lying across his lap and black goo covers the blade. He looks really tough. I'm Jeffrey. Welcome to the guild. Why do you have a sword on your lap? He passed the sword. Let's just say that this is a high-risk occupation. The Empire agents are everywhere. If you hadn't delivered the herbs, I would never have felt safe contacting you. I never go anywhere without the ability to kill at a moment's notice. This is the Thieves Guild? He smiles coolly and rests his hand lightly on the hilt of the sword. I control the Guild of Thieves. Can you tell me what the Guild of Thieves is about? I will not say details about the guild. I will not let you join. You are too visible and dangerous. However, it may be to the guild's advantage to assist you. Why can't I join the guild? You are not, shall we say, a low-profile traveler. Our guild is barely tolerated. Recruiting Avernites would be very bad for us. Ask instead how we may assist you. How can you assist me? He grins viciously. Let me count the ways. I have valuable intelligence about access to Blackcrack Fortress. I know useful secrets about certain miscreants. I have access to fresh scribane, as you know. Also, you might find this amusing. I can sometimes help people pretend to be members of the Anama. I would like some scribane. Jeffrey sells the illegal drug scribane to those who have developed a taste for it. Okay, so we can actually buy some here if we, for our quests later, actually. What is Blackcrack Fortress? It is well known that the Empire is quarantined off Avernum to prevent the monster plagues from spreading. The gateway from the rest of the Empire to Avernum is Blackcrack Fortress. We have a tunnel to bring people and goods in and out of Avernum. How can this tunnel of yours be useful to me? There is a tunnel through the mountains to the north. A fork of this tunnel is the secret entrance to the Blackcrack Fortress. It is our tunnel, not yours. He grins, but I can sell you permission to pass through it. Permission to pass through can be had for a scant 2,000 coins. If you want to obtain permission, let me know. Let's go ahead and buy it. I'll buy permission. He collects the cash. The tunnel is in a secret valley about 60 miles east of Blackcrack Fortress. Enter and the thieves there will explain where to go. Good luck. I'm interested in any secrets you know. A certain normally successful thief was recently slain. He tried to run off with one of my packages and he suffered an accident. An unfortunate accident. Complete disemboweling. Very sad. At any rate, I know where he concealed his loot. I'll tell you for 500 coins. Where did he conceal his loot? You pay the 500 coins. Jeffrey says he had this weird thing for hiding loot in stables. Heaven knows why. I know he left caches all over Valorant. When you find an animal pen in a town, though, take a look around. You might find something good. Why does the Empire tolerate your activities? Well, the Empire is gone from here. But even when they weren't, we were cunning. We had to be. The punishment was harsh. What was the punishment? You of all people should not need to ask. The underworld. Many of my friends disappeared into Avernum. I have heard nothing of them since. How can I pretend to be an Anama member? The Anama are freaks, but they're sure to have a massive treasure in their temple. I can get some of the rings they used to mark themselves as members. You might be able to sneak into their inner sanctum wearing them. If you ever want a set of their rings, they're only 2,500 coins. That's too much money for some Anama rings. Do yourself, but I'll be here if you change your mind. Okay, so we may not be able to join the Thieves Guild for a very fair reason, but it will come in handy for us, it looks like. This man is dusty. Everything in the shop is dusty. The items, the counter, the proprietor. It's sort of like a junk shop, but some of the old gear looks like it might be useful with a little cleaning. He brushes some dust off his armor and walks over to shake your hand. I'm Randall. What do you sell here? Objects of mixed value. I'm an item salesman. I'm so glad you arrived. Business has been terrible. Why has business been terrible? Well, what do you expect? Every day someone gets wounded or killed by a flying rock. No thanks to our leaders. How are the leaders of the city dealing with it? Nobody in charge does anything. We just put up walls to get knocked down and absorb more punishment. Lousy for business. Just lousy. Can we trade? Randall has a wide variety of objects, mostly trash. A few items of potential utility poke out from among the trash. Okay, he did say, Jeffrey did say look out for animal pens and stables, so guess that doesn't count though. Okay, can't pop open that barrier, unfortunately. The small shop is filled with feathers. They're everywhere, floating in the air, getting caught in your hair, making you sneeze. Through the cloud, you see a young woman preparing a bird for roasting. I am Ligaya. Sorry about the feathers. Is that bird going up for sale soon? Hopefully, I sell fine roast poultry, she says chirpily while picking bits of feather off the stuffed bird. What sort of fine food do you sell? I am a specialist in the preparation of all manner of avian life forms. Turkeys, doves, pheasants, finches, chickens, ravens. I can prepare them all. It's even easier with the giants about. How have the giants made it easier? She pauses to pull a small bit of down out of her eye. When throwing rocks at the city, they often aim at birds. They think it's fun. The dead birds fall into the city and get collected, and I make them delicious. One small good thing about all the danger. Isn't it dangerous to collect the dead birds in the street? I have Deborah do most of the collecting for me. She's a bigger woman and needs work. I do worry about her, though. What with all the rocks falling? Need something to eat? Ligaya smiles at you briefly and returns to work. She's pulling the feathers out of a recently deceased duck at an amazing rate. Bits of down fly into the air, making your nose itch. Can we buy some food? Ligaya is a master of preparation of poultry. Her turkey jerky is renowned all throughout all of Central Avernum. I don't need anything. Be safe out there, then. Watch the skies. Okay, so at least Deborah has work. This pedestal is heaped with old prayer books. You flip through a few, but there's far too much stuff here to sort through. You deliver the letter to Yesenia. She reads it. Alarming news about the Scribane trade. Expanding every day, I see. Thank you for your help, courier. Oh, I forgot about that message to Lorelei. This woman needs more sun. She's pale enough to be an Avernite. She's clearly been cooped up in here among her mountain of scrolls for most of her life. I am Yesenia. Any books here that might be of use to adventurers? Perhaps there might be. We can't share our rare stones with anyone who walks in. Of course, if you were able to do something about the giant attacks, I might be able to help you. What do you do in here? I am the official librarian of Lorelei. What's it like to be librarian? Unfortunately, my salary was recently cut. No money left for me. I have to make money other ways. Maybe I'll go up to Moon. They have an excellent collection there. How do you make money? I have been duplicating maps. I sell maps of Karno and Midori provinces for a little extra change. Only 50 coins each. I want to buy a map of Karno province. I want to buy a map of Midori province. You pay the fee and receive a map. Your world map has now expanded. What is in Moon? The town of Moon is north of here at the north end of Lake Tomor. They have a really great library. They even have spell books. That's what I hear. They might pay me what I'm worth. You look like you don't go outdoors much. Wandering the streets of Lorelei has been hazardous for some time. Fortunately, I am generally disinclined to go outside anyway. Why don't you like going out? She shakes her head sadly. My skin becomes painfully burned by even short exposure to the sun. I would not have chosen to spend every moment of my life indoors looking after books, but then one does what one must. At least it keeps me safe from the giants, and the Avernites have it just as bad. What do you think of the Avernites? My sister became one. She shared my condition. She had to stay indoors, and she grew angry and bitter. The people feared her. They thought she was a witch. So down she went. I have not seen her for many long years. Soon, though, people's feelings about the Avernites will change. I am sure of it. What makes you think so? Oh, you do not fool me. I have heard what you have been doing. Everyone has. Word of your deeds spread, although all are too afraid of the Empire to openly acknowledge the hope they have in you. The news travels by whisper. The Empire will not help us, but Avernum might. We hope and dream, and we will pay Avernum back in kind if we ever get the chance. Oh, and there is one more thing you should know. What should I know? Rumors travel. One of them is that there is another Avernite in town, besides you. You should do some looking around in the southeast corner of town. And that's all I can say. You should go. You may be dangerous company for a poor old woman like me. Yesenia watches you, her eyes accustomed to the constant shadow. You try to figure out whether she is old or young, but you have no luck. Too dark. I mean, maybe she should, As you enter the temple, you feel an unpleasant tingling sensation all over your bodies. Then an invisible wall of force throws you back, and a tonal disembodied voice says, Anama members only. So much for that. I wonder if we can get it through there if we had a Nama ring, so. Or the fake Anama rings. I mean, maybe Yesenia should just go to Avernum then. If she can't handle, like, sunlight, stuff like that. You meet the keeper of the small, cramped inn. You notice his leg is in a cast. I'm Winterhouse. Welcome to the Caring Cubbyhole Inn. We see a lot of adventurers here, so I'm sure you will feel at home. How did you hurt your leg? I went outside, accidentally walked under a thrown boulder. My fault for going outdoors. Greetings, innkeeper. Have any free rooms? Excuse me for not seeing and agree you. He pats his leg cast. Had a little accident. We have a nice room free. It's only 5 points for the night. Heard any interesting rumors lately? He grins. I heard something very intriguing about some sort of really valuable artifact. Unfortunately, it sort of slipped my mind. 50 coins, however, it may restore my memory. Alright, here. He takes your money. I overheard Randall, the item salesman, say something about hearing something about this incredibly rare and powerful magic shield thing. You might want to ask him about it. I hear you know about a special shield. He thinks, a shield? No, don't know anything about it. No, what? Wait. Lyle at Internal Affairs was in the other day and mentioned he heard a rumor about the summoning artifact. Don't know anything else about it. You work for the Empire. Do you know how I might be able to enter Blackcrack Fortress? Well, that is illegal, you know. If you were to want to enter, you would be disobeying the commands of Empress Prozac. No matter how much I might want to tell someone, like you, to reach her and tell her how hard life has become here. So because of that, we'll not tell you the rumors. There are tales of caverns that lead into Black Crag, and that the entrance to those tunnels is to the east of that great fortress. Just tales, though. I will not discuss it. I heard that you might be able to tell me about where to find a powerful magic shield. He raised his eyebrows. Yes, I've heard of such an artifact, but only because Foxfire mentioned it to me. She's a bard. She travels around the towns nearby playing songs for coins. You may want to ask her about it if you see her. Okay, sounds good. $14 difficulty on that. Good lord. Fire archers. You meet the commander of the Lorelei Guard. I am Dervish Bruskrud. Have a seat, Avernite. She points at a chair. Meeting an Empire Dervish and not being instantly attacked is a surprise. It is worrying that she immediately recognizes you for who you are. Maronite told me to come and find you. Indeed, I have already heard from the mayor. You made quite a positive impression. That is why I was willing to consider speaking with you. I hope that you will justify his trust. How did you know that I am a Vernite? She turns towards you, adjusting her breastplate slightly. It's my job to know. I am the commander of the forces of Lorelei. I lead us in our battles against the giants. You're probably wondering why I am welcoming you. I do sometimes wonder why nobody attacks me. I did not serve in the Avernum War, but I lost friends in it. She shakes her head wearily. That is ancient history. Now only Avernites have had any luck fending off the plagues and monsters that afflict us. That is why I have allowed you into our city. I wanted to get your help. How goes your battle with the giants? You have but to look on the streets, to walk our empty streets among shattered buildings to see the effect the giants have had on us. But that is not the worst of it. The worst thing is the feebleness of our leaders. What's wrong with your leadership? She looks distressed as if it's a struggle to say what she's saying. Our mayor refuses to act. He lets our people die while waiting for the Empire to aid us. My empire that I swore to give my life for has shut us off. We must fend for ourselves. How do you plan to fend for yourselves? That is why I've welcomed you here. You have won battles. We have not. I hope there were things you could do for us. The Empire doesn't help you, but you are still loyal to them? Imagine how difficult this is for me to say. I would rather be slain by the giants than turn from my leaders. But I have soldiers to protect and the people of this town as well. That is why I'm welcoming Avernites. Our people are more important than my oath. What more do you want, Avernite? The commander of the guard sits writing notes and orders, but she wears full plate armor while doing it. Not surprising, considering she's an Empire dervish, the most dedicated and single-minded of the Empire's troops. How goes your battle with the giants? Okay. How are things going, Commander? I command my troops, all loyal and strong men and women, in the crushing war with the giants. She clenches a gauntleted fist. It would be less of a struggle for our leadership were not so feeble. How are your troops holding up under the stress? Very well. My praise is scarce, but they deserve it. They are loyal and strong, if sometimes a little deranged. Deranged? Well, one fellow passing through here said he'd seen dragons. Dragons, as if they hadn't been wiped out years ago. Forget his name. He headed up to Dorngus to serve there. If you meet him, try not to get him started. He'd rant for hours. I would like to help you. Do you have any missions for me? The giants live in an enormous network of caverns southeast of here. They've taken many of the personal possession of those they've slain. Items that by right belong to the families. Bring back the dead's possessions and I will pay you out of my own pocket. Also, they've captured several of our soldiers. If you can get in and free the soldiers from the fort, I will pay you out of my own pocket. I don't have anything else to say. Bruskrud nods. We've risked a lot letting you into our city. Don't disappoint us. Okay, so we pretty much explored all we could of Lorelei, although we couldn't get in here. Though I have a feeling if we buy some fake Anama rings, we might be able to. Alright, in the meantime though, I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here, but I'll see you all soon with the next part of Let's Play.